Today we are going to work on a new area strategy by breaking up a rectangle into two smaller rectangles. This is a math talk that you may have done with your teacher. If you have already done this math talk with a teacher or with a group of students, you can fast forward this part of the video. If you have not seen this visual before, please stay on and do a task with me. Okay, how many circles are in this array? How do you know? Can you solve it a different way? And another way? Can you solve it 4 different ways? Let me show you some of the ways that I would solve it. One way you can solve this is by just seeing 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, of 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. Or 8 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to 24. And I got my 8s from 8 plus 8 plus 8. Another way you could have seen it is by first seeing the columns, 8, then multiplied by 3. So 8 times 3 is equal to 24, or you may have done the repeated addition of 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 3. And you may have even done it like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, counting all of these 3s. You also may have decided to just first focus on these black dots. So you may have seen 3 rows of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you may have decided to do 3 times 6 and then added your 3 times 2. So here are my 3 and then 2. So 3 times 6 is 18 and 3 times 2 is 6. And then you may have decided to add those to get 24. You also may have just noticed that there are 4 equal groups. I'm going to actually draw on it for this one because this one's a little bit harder to visualize, but you might have just seen 4 groups of 6. So 4 times 6 is equal to 24, or just 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. How does what we did right here remind you of area? How can you use what we just talked about here and the different strategies to help you find the area? One thing I want you to focus on is that we can find the area of smaller figures within a whole figure, and then we can add them, which is what we did in these 2 strategies. Let's look at your task for today. Okay, if you already had done that math talk with your teacher and you already learned about all the different strategies to find how many dots in all, please pick up with us now. We're talking about what task you're doing today. It's called How Many in All. This drawing shows a kitchen counter that was covered with 2 different colored tiles, gray and white. Write one multiplication expression for the gray number of tiles. I just want to point something out. We normally multiply our length times our width, and length is the rows and width is the columns. This might help you when you're deciding what your expression is. So let's go ahead and do that for the first one, the gray tiles. Let's count the rows first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 rows. And how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, we're just talking about the gray. Okay, now you're going to write a multiplication expression for the number of white tiles. Remember, let's do rows times columns. So rows is going to be the same. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now there are only 1, 2 columns. Now it says, sorry, let me put it down. Write one equation that combines the two expressions that shows the total number of tiles for that counter. So here we go. We do 5 times 6, and we put them in parentheses because we want to solve for that first, plus 5 times 2, because we're going to add them all together, is equal to, and then go ahead and solve for that. You're going to do that for each figure. So here you do it for this figure, you're going to do the gray, then the white, and then the total, and then these 2 figures. Again, I would like us to stick with this convention of putting our rows first and then our columns, our length, then our width. But you'll notice, because of a property of multiplication, that our answer does not change if we mix up our rows and columns. This is just a convention that we stick with so we know when we're drawing the visual or when we're supporting with a visual, we know how many rows and how many columns to put. Okay, good luck with this task.